Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Moran. I'm recreating a full face with all the products that I've mentioned on my first video, which was my kind of go-to favorite products, makeup products to use. So this is the look that I created for you guys today. Definitely one of my favorite looks when I'm in a rush and I don't have time, whether it is on daytime, look, or even nighttime look, when you're just going somewhere and you want to feel good and get it done pretty quickly. You can definitely achieve that look with with these products. So I hope you'll enjoy this video and let me know in the comments what you thought. Please don't forget to subscribe if you would like to. I would love to have you grow in our little boutique family, so yeah, let's move on to the video. Okay, so I'm going to begin, and I'm not going to talk about the product as much just because you have my last video, my first video actually, but I kind of talk a lot more about the product. So right now I'm applying my Hourglass serum. This is the number 28. Just applying it all over my face. I put just a drop on the back of my hand and just apply it to the skin. It really smells like rosemary, I think. I think that's the smell that I'm getting. I'm not sure you can see through the camera, but it gives a really nice shiny look to the skin, and the skin feels really nice and smooth. On to the next. Right, so now I'm actually gonna use my Pro Conceal and Correct palette in the shade Light from MAC. Looks like this, and I am using, usually to color correct, I kind of go with these two shades right here. I just dab my fingers kind of back and forth and just mostly apply it inwards, like in the inner corner of my eye, where I have the most darkness. And I'm really not putting a lot, especially with this product. I've talked about it on the other video. So I believe you can already see like a subtle change between the eyes. Doing it again on the other eye, inner corner, bam, bam, bam. Now, if you have other places on your face that you would like to color correct, now is the time to do it. Now, a little trick that I like to do just to make sure that the color correcting will stay and not move around while I'm actually applying concealer on top is just taking a fixing spray, and this one is by Catrice, so you also know it is quite affordable. This is how it looks like. It is called the Long Lasting Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. So I'm just shaking it up a bit. I'm taking an angled brush, as you can see. This one is by BH Cosmetics. And I'm just spraying the brush just a little bit, and then I'm just tapping very lightly on the places that I did the color correcting, and that will actually help it really set in place and not move. And here we go. So since I am going for a very daytime look today, very simple, very quick, I am going to start with my foundation first. So I have my RCMA palette here. This is the VK11 palette, and this is how it looks like. So I just did a little mixture of colors on my little palette. And I first just dot it on my face. You can see that I'm really not using a lot of product, but this product is very pigmented. And especially for daytime, I really don't like to, apply too much foundation. I really like to keep it very, very light and just kind of color correct my whole face, just have them look very cohesive in color. With the nose, I like to apply with my finger. I just think it looks a lot better. And now we blend. I'm just taking a brush. This is by Real Techniques, and I start to kind of tap it, but not push it or slide it around the skin. I'm just tapping. Stopping the blending for a minute to show you like half of my face is done. And you can definitely see, look, try to see the color underneath. And you can see how it smoothes the skin and just really gives it a cohesive color. And that's why I love this foundation. It's just perfect. And it looks like second skin completely. And do remember, I still need to conceal all of my under eye area. So love, love, love this. So you can see I just did my under eyes as well with the exact same product, the RCMA foundation. It's also great as a concealer. And it's exactly the same shade I applied on my face. So it all kind of goes well together, and I'm kind of blending it down my neck as well. Now, sticking with the same RCMA palette, I am going to contour and bronze. So I'm using this shade to contour. You can see it kind of has this grayish undertone to it, so it's perfect for contouring. And for bronzing, I just love to play like with these colors or these colors, kind of mix them up. That's what's fun about these palettes. It's so easy. So I'm gonna start with the contouring shade. And I have this brush by Natasha Denona, number 15. And I just kind of look and see where the top of my ear starts, and I kind of go down this way. So right now I'm mostly just tapping the product in and not blending just yet. This is kind of like where I contoured, and you can definitely see that I put it up here on my temples, my cheekbone, under my chin, around my lips a bit, and also on my nose. And now I am going to take to bronze just a little bit. My bronzer, I apply it here, right above where I contoured. Especially on days where, it's a daytime look, I don't like to apply too much, just a little bit, just a subtle look-see, if you will. Hi, Ferbs. My doggy is jumping on me from underneath the table. Again, I'm not blending yet. I'm just placing the product. Now we blend, and what I actually like to do with blending is go back to my foundation brush and just kind of start blending it upwards, of course, into the hairline. That's what you always need to do to make it look as natural as possible. So when it comes to blending my nose, you can definitely use your fingers to blend or a small brush. This is by Zoeva and this is number 110. And I don't really press hard on it, I just really tap, slightly tapping. So you can see now what I did, but you can also see that it still looks like quite natural. I am going to apply powder on top as well, but you can kind of see the places where I warmed up the face, where I contoured, but it still looks extremely what is happening today. It looks natural, you know what I mean? So yes, that's the look we're going for. We're still staying with the cream products. As you know, I told you I love them and it's mostly what I use night and morning. I cannot talk today, what is happening? So now I'm going to use my cream blush, which is actually lips and cheek. So it can be on your lips as well. This is 101 and this is from Kiko. It looks like this and it is from the Green Me collection. A little bit on the nose and a little bit here and a little bit there. Okay, again, foundation brush. It just helps everything really work together cohesively, you know, and just make the product really sink into the skin beautifully. So you can kind of see the difference, and you can apply more if you want. Really depends on what you're gravitating to. Alright, now I'm going to use my Face Glow Cream Shimmer from Natasha Denona, and this is in the shade 02. A little bit with my finger. The fun thing with cream highlighters is that you can definitely allow yourself more room to play, you know what I mean? Like with powder highlighters, if you apply it over places that you have enlarged pores or stuff like that, it will definitely be very, very seen. And with this, it's very forgiving. It really just, you know, when exactly the light hits that place in your face where you placed the cream highlighter, that's when you'll see it. And it's so natural and so beautiful. I love it. I'm also applying some on the bridge of my nose. Right there. Just a bit on the tip, not a lot. I am not a fan of the little flashlight you have on the tip of your nose. If you like that, rock it. I prefer not to. Cupid's bow. Yep, and we're done. So easy. It's time to powder, and I've spoken about this, of course, on the other video. And this is the translucent setting powder veil from Hourglass. Just gonna tap some. Oop, you just heard that noise. What is it? Okay. So I like to start by taking a small brush. This is by BH Cosmetics number 4. It comes in a set like this, so it's kind of dome shaped, but it's also quite sturdy, you know, it's not soft, it's not like a blending brush. So I just dip it in the pan and start really kind of spot powdering, I call it. It's like when you have spot concealing, I spot powder, if it makes sense. But just, you know, to have that, to apply it exactly where I want it, to have that control of the powder. So yeah. So usually I will do this on my nose, under my eyes, a little bit on the forehead, like right in the middle. I like to do that. Then on my smile lines. My chin. A little bit in the middle of my cheeks, kind of where my pores like to act out. And say, hello, we're here. And a little bit on my mouth as well. So we are now moving on with my favorite palette, and this is the Ambient palette from Hourglass. This is the Ghost edition. I know that every single year they come up with new names for the Ambient palettes, but this is how it looks like, and it is stunning. So I'm only taking this shade right now. This is kind of like a bronzer. I use it as an all over the face kind of thing. I'll show you. Well, not all over the face, but you know, where I applied my bronzer and contour, that's where I like to do it. So I'm pushing it into the skin. You can see in the camera how it warms up the face, and it's a really beautiful shade. So I'm just kind of like applying it where I want it. Also down my neck. Always do that. So contouring my nose with the same product from Hourglass, that bronzer. Underneath my lips and above. This is 109 by Zoeva, and this is 14 by Natasha Denona, just to blend it out, not keep it as harsh. I love this palette. Like, I'm sorry. I know it is pricey. Trust me. I know. But you can find amazing deals for it. And yeah, I can't. It's beautiful. And now I'm going to take the two blushes in the palette, mix them together. This is a 17 brush from Natasha Denona. So pretty. Now to one of my favorite parts. I'm taking this eyeshadow stick by Kiko Milano. This is number 38. Looks like this, and I'm just taking this and applying it straight on my lid. As easy as can be, right? Yes. Oh, you see all my drawers opening there. Oopsie. Okay. So I'm just taking that and applying it on my lid. Really making sure that I'm applying it on the lid itself. I'm not going up over. Now I'm just blending with my finger. First, I like to blend the eyeshadow itself on my lid, and then I like to kind of pull it out with what is remaining on my finger. Yeah. It's so easy, so quick. You can kind of see the difference when it's blended from the other eye. And this is such a great thing, whether you're in a rush in the morning, or if you just don't really like to play around with eyeshadow and blending and all that stuff. This could be perfect for you. It's pretty on its own. I'm just gonna give you guys a look on how it looks alone. But if you kind of want to dress it up, I'm going to use this Scattered Light eyeshadow from Hourglass, and this is Ray. Just taking a little bit on my ring finger. Look how beautiful. And I'm just really slightly tapping. Yeah. Okay, now sealing the deal with the eyes, I'm going back to my palette, my ambient palette, to the bronzer with a blending brush, number 6 by Natasha, Denona, and I'm just taking it under my eye, swooping it upwards, and then kind of doing this motion, just to kind of connect everything together. Yep. Easy, beautiful, I love it. All right, so I just did my eyebrows with this palette that I've showed in my video. I mainly use these two colors to kind of frame my eyebrow, and then this shade and this shade to fill them in. I will have a brow tutorial that you guys can see and check out how I do them, but yeah, this is like the final thing. So next up, we are actually going to go with some setting spray, or I don't really like saying it's a setting spray because it's not. This is the MAC Prep and Prime, and yeah, what it actually does to me, what I feel it is, kind of like the Smashbox primer water that I've talked about. It's the exact same thing. So it really helps to sink in all the powders and stuff we did, but I don't really think it sets in place the makeup. So yeah. Now I'm going to use my Ofra Glow Up palette. Looks like this, and I love using all 3 shades in the palette. As you can see, I love them a lot. Just getting them all 3 on my number 16 brush from Natasha, Denona. Gives such a beautiful glow to the skin, especially if you kind of put it on when the skin is still kind of dewy from the Fix Plus. It really sinks in beautiful to the skin. Okay, bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow. With this product, I also like to put a little bit on my chin and over my brows, just a tad, And also I take my pinky and just put in all three and kind of tap it into the corner of my eye, and it kind of gives that beautiful shine. Remember, we're going for a quick and easy look, and I know that it might not look that quick and that easy when I'm filming this, but honestly, once you get into that routine, it just flies by. So now to the next step that I like to do is going back to my Hourglass Ambient palette again, taking the two shimmers that I have here. Not shimmers, actually it's powders, not shimmers. Taking both of them on a brush from BH Cosmetics. It looks like this, a big fluffy brush, and I just tap it all over my skin, all over my face. And it just really, to me, it feels like it wraps everything up in this beautiful, glowy finish. Amazing. Okay, just applied some mascara, and this is the Paradise Ecstatic by L'Oreal, and of course before that eyelash curlers. And yeah, I think it looks beautiful. I love what this mascara does. Mwah! Amazing. How beautiful is this lip color? OMG. Okay, so I have used, what did I use? These two shades right here, and also a little bit of this shade. Just mix them up together and it looks beautiful. So we did the lips, and now after all the work we've done, we have to make sure, even with the primer, which is amazing, have to make sure everything will sit and hold. Let's get some setting spray. I just spritzed myself with the Skindinavia finishing spray just to catch everything together, including the lips. I really think it helps with that too, by the way. I did put foundation and then powder and all of that, but I really do think this really helps to keep everything in place. This is the finished look. I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you guys can see. Look at the eyes. How beautiful are those scattered light eyeshadows. Yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you guys liked it, and you know, just learned a little tips and tricks that I showed you for certain things. And yeah, these are the products that I truly love, gravitate to every single day, whether it's for a nice day look like this. It can definitely be a nighttime look as well. Really depends on how much makeup you wear. But yeah, these are products that I truly love, believe in, know they will not fail me. I mean, look at the skin. Look how beautiful it is. I love it so much, so pretty. This whole look is just very like glowy, vibrant, flattering, and I really truly think it can complement anyone out there. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.